Hi, good evening, and let me put this here. So I'm going to start off with some more questing. Actually, I just went back to Magni, and at the moment I'm doing a quest. Well, Blue Dragon sent me to the Green Dragons, so I'm just doing that first. I may also have a little crack at. Maybe I should sign up for it now. This latest bit of Raid Finder. See what that's like. I'm not that desperate to go into lots of LFR at the moment because the item level that I'm at, I mean, it's not going to go up massively, or at least not by hitting Raid Finder every week anyway. I think from next week I'll just start again leveling some alts again. Well, let's have a look what we got. Do you know how bad it is as well? This is how terrible it is when you're away from the game for a bit. It told me to go to Val Shirar, and I thought to myself, I think that's one of the Legion zones, but I wasn't sure. It was. The Emerald Dream is it's always under attack. Da, 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 da. Must enter the Dreamway. Must we? Hang on a minute, let's just ask this one. Where is this error, even though I saw her die? Alright then.
Fragments of the Emerald Flight's power lie scattered across the Dreamway.
Right, kill things, pick things up. Got it. Oh, there's a thing to pick up. No notification. All right. I don't always know how YouTube notifications work. In actual fact, it may be. Maybe I'll try next week scheduling it a bit early. I'll schedule it on the same day. Maybe that causes a bit of an issue. Oh no. Oh, I'll tell you what. If they want me to kill a load of things I've already been killing, that would be really annoying. What do you want?
What brings you here? Be careful.
Oh, all right. Just more stuff. Hi Barry, yes, all is well, yes. Had quite a good month, so hopefully I'll carry on into next month. Sneak into the back cave on the other side while you're doing this. You can tell me where when I get to it, I guess. Are there shiny things in this cave? Stop that. The pond in the deeper portion, okay. Do you know what as well? I mean, although I was thinking I'd started doing the Death Knight a few weeks ago, hadn't I? I'm thinking the Death Knight is probably not going to be one of my favourite characters. I might start off on the Hunter next week. Get that leveling. But the problem is on the Horde side, everywhere I go there's bloody Vulpera, and I'm thinking to myself, there were already too many gnomes on the Alliance side. Is it going to be swimming in gnomes now, the Alliance side, if I go back? I've got a worrying feeling it might be. Didn't have problems with notification. No, I mean, so I think YouTube said something about this. I mean, I don't know if they've changed it. It doesn't sound like they have. They were suggesting that not everyone gets notifications. Like the best way to is obviously, you know, it's not just a case of being subscribed, but the bell notification as well. But the purpose of the bell notification is like if you're subscribed, you don't necessarily get a notification of stuff. But you clicking the bell icon is supposed to be you saying, no, I want the notifications. So you obviously don't do that with everyone you subscribe to. Otherwise, you still won't get notifications because there'll be too many. But YouTube were saying last year that yeah, even if you click the bell notification, you don't always get them. I'm not quite sure why that is. You've barely ever seen any mechanomes. Oh, that's all right then. Maybe Alliance players are more sensible than I've been giving them credit for. Does this go around to the edge or something? Oh, it does. Oh, is this what you meant not to miss out on? What powers do I use for the Heart of... Oh, I haven't got anything. Do you know what? I've unlocked... Right. I cannot emphasise enough the fact that I have not been playing BfA. Let me show you. Come here. Look, it's whining at me to put something in. But I haven't got anything to put in it. I couldn't even say where I get them from. Oh, it might actually tell me. Alright, it does tell me where to get them from. Yeah, I ain't got any. Someone who loves to transmog, mechanomes are a terrible choice. Absolutely dreadful. Do you know what they remind me of? To me, they look like old men in shorts. I don't know why that image comes into my head when when you look at the mechanomes. Because I was thinking with mechanomes, I wasn't instantly put off at the prospect of them when they were being mooted a long time ago. Because I thought, the mechanomes like we had in Wrath of the Lich King, yeah, that's fine, I could get on with that. I mean, that's like a Jeeves or a Blingtron, they're friendly. I'm fine with them. But that's not what we got, is it? Something that conjures images in my head of old men in shorts. The pond, a few minutes ahead. All right. You'll point it. What, I have to keep going? I've sort of finished all the quests. I mean, can I go any further? I seem to be there. This seems to be... Unless it's over there. Are you randomly getting me to wander around? Pond over here. You may have to say something or I'll get bored in a minute. But I don't really see anywhere else to go. Oh, okay, she's going to... Alright, that's fine. No problem. Oh, I can mount here. That's a bonus. I seem to have done all the quests she's actually sent. Well, several of them have. One of their racials allow them to be forgers. Where the ingots coming from. Alright. I shudder to think. I don't like to think about gnomes, if I can at all avoid it. And I've been able to avoid thinking about gnomes. We're not playing the game really for quite a while.
Rest well.
Alright, she didn't bother to stay with me then. I remember this. This is when you killed Xavius and you came out here.
My mother used to seek respite here. The void threatens to engulf everything she loved. This is my fault. I should have done something to stop it sooner.
Still wish we had a Dragonkin player race in WoW. I mean, yeah, I mean, I'd be much more in favour of them keep bringing out new races than new classes. I really hope they're finished with classes now. There's too many already. We didn't even really think, oh dear, I can avoid things with this. It's not bad. You know, I mean, every new class they've brought out has been melee only. And it's really annoying. Oh, I can walk on water, can I? That's nice. Oh, where are you going?
The source of the corruption. Destroy it.
Oh, it can be stunned, that's nice. Do not like people running away when I've got wings up. It's just rude. Oh, it's done the thing again. I hope this is the last time it does it. Sorry, I'll put that thing back on in a minute. Ah. Deeply annoying. Right, I'll just... you can't see anything. It's all very exciting, I assure you. Right, I do not know why it keeps doing this. Every time. Well, every week it does it like once. I'm going to hope that's it. I'm not going to... If I leave it a minute, hopefully everything else will come back. This is the pond. Be sure to get inside the cave from the other side of it. Alright, okay. What, before I return to her? Alright, at the moment, I don't see... Oh, right, okay. Void roots, interesting. Although, I've got... This is going to do something bad to me, isn't it? Is it? Alright, that did nothing. What did that do? Is there a chance it gives me something that's not a piece of garbage? I don't remember... No, I remember that this is the place you came out after that raid. I don't specifically remember anything else because... You know, as you are at these occasions, you're too busy wondering whether you want the loot or not. I'm not sure I paid very much attention to what was going on.
Hello, champion.
Particularly as Xavier's, I think, had the chance to drop.
May your druids into the lake, champion. I will attempt to fuse them with the flames of the green dragonflight.
Dropped a fire relic. I think it was a fire relic.
I cannot. My strength is not enough.
Does that mean I've got to help?
Dragons of the emerald blood.
Right. For some reason, okay, I'm just going to... It's obviously not going to put my other stuff back. So I suppose I'll need to do that. Oh dear, I've got to mess about with this. Da, da, da. There we go, fully back. That's strange. Last couple of weeks when I've sort of put the game thing back and then it's put everything else back, but it doesn't seem to this time. I might just have to create a new profile in the future because it keeps doing that. Anyway, so Weir's players are apparently responsible for introducing the void to the dream here. Oh, I might have known it would be our fault. She's really not going to like what Sylvanas is about to do then. Right, now I have to go to somewhere else. Nordrassil, don't I? What is this? Oh, no, I've not finished. Oh, I've got to put up with this cow Tyrande. Where is she? I'm Horde. She's not going to be happy to see me, is she?
In my lifetime, I have twice witnessed a sun.
Oh yeah, I didn't do this quest from Legion.
Mother Moon. I sense a sorcerer's touch upon this crystal.
Tyrande, long
Alright.
ago, you trusted me enough to defy Malfurion's wishes and free me from my prison. But over time, that faith was lost. And like my brother, you came.
I might as well finish it off. It'll empty something from the quest log. I'm not going to listen to it.
Know that every path I took led
Oh,
to
he's going to still subject me to it.
saving our world. I could abide no half measures, no compromise. At those times when I faced doubt, I held true to one constant.
Average wait time 57 minutes.
One
Wow.
anchor. You have always embodied the best of Azeroth, Tyrande.
The soul of
Your
our
faith,
world is
your
in agony.
devotion through the darkest times.
Are they going to start talking at the same time now?
Believed in you.
It rings
I don't actually know where I turn it in.
in your voice.
Malfurion, even in the womb we grappled with one another. Struggle has followed us all our lives. The teachings of Cenarius were always yours.
Oh, I'm off to Mount Hygel anyway, so that... Oh no, hold on.
Another calling.
Yeah, I'm up to there to meet Magni, aren't I? So that'll work out. Don't want the garrison. Oh. Fly to Asuna and take the port to Orgrimmar, and from Orgrimmar to Nordrassil. Actually, that... Yeah, that might be... No. Which is the quickest way? I've got my Dalaran Hearthstone. That'll be quickest. So many Hearthstones, I can't always decide which one to use. This one is the quickest. Now, where is... Oh, it's down here, that's right. Where am I going? Oh, what we're talking about is quite near. Orgrimmar, isn't it? I don't need another portal. Isn't it just up here though? It's just up there. I can just fly to it, can't I? Oh, okay. If there's a portal, I suppose there is. I can't remember anymore. Oh. It is quite high up, yes.
Our world needs us, champion. Remember your duty to Azeroth.
Alright, someone seems to have killed that one. Oh, fill the bar. I hate it. It'll be too much to ask that killing one of these will do much. Why does it have like a ghosty face on the end of it?
I don't have a time.
Right. Touch, yes. I mean, there was a quest in Hydra which you pretty much did the same thing, didn't you? But for different purposes. No! No! Die! I was going to miss out on that. Use the heart when standing. Right. Why is it good? I don't know what that did. As a cast bar, yeah. Oh, I see, okay. Channeled. What is this? Oh, have I picked on some? No. Okay, I thought I picked on something tough then. Oh, another thing. All these mini quests you've done just upgrade the colour quality of the necklace essence you already have. So it may end up purple then, later become orange. Oh yeah, got to do that quest while I'm here as well. I mean, the colour doesn't matter anymore, does it? It used to be a thing. Purples used to be magical. Well, actually orange used to be magical. Right, let's, what am I supposed to do here? Is this because I'm in a different phase? It's because I'm in a different phase, isn't it? It's not going to do it. Never mind.
These stones have tales to tell.
I mean, again, you know, thinking it through, it'll be the first, actually no, it won't be the second expansion, where I'll start the expansion next time round with not the best gear. But because yeah, I quit in Wrath of the Lich King first time, so I played Cataclysm very late on in Cataclysm as well. Right, anyway. What does he want me to do next in this quest line? Or is it anything? What am I supposed to do here? Oh yeah, I didn't. Oh. Well, we'll go back to Orgrimmar then, I think. And back to Pandaland. But I mean, the way I look at it, what is it? What do you get if you get on Mythic level? So 475. Obviously, I'm not going to get up to that. I mean, I don't know where he'll end up. What he'll end up on? 430, between 430 and 440 probably, which will happen at some point. Oh, no, it's so hot. Oh, bugger it. No, let's just go for a fly. Stretch me wings. So as far as I'm concerned, I'll be more than fine to level at a reasonable pace in Shadowlands. It'll really be just about getting more characters at level... Oh, there's a flight point I don't have. Well, that was worth it already. Should rename a shower zone as Orgrimmar Trash Heap. I mean, well, yeah, literally. I used to like this shower zone as well. I was always very, very disappointed when they kept removing things from it. Morning, Stormsend. Anyway, where was I off to? I was off somewhere. Oh yeah, Pandaland. Oh, that means I've got to remember where the portals are in Orgrimmar. I think they're near the entrance, aren't they? There was lots of really good quests in Ashara. And there was nice world boss. Azuragos. Liked Ashara. You had the big stone giants. You had right, hold on. Hold on. This is the way. No. Oh, is it in there? Blue Dragonkin as well. Many, many things of interest. Right. Pandaland. Shade Forest. So we're back in here again, aren't we? Are we? Yes, we are. It's putting your comments into review here, Letties. What you remember of Ashara was a quest with a defecated diamond troll corpses. I don't remember that. I do remember lots of elite stone giants, which were for a quest for Blackrock Deaths, but I just liked killing them. And the Blue Dragon King, which was useful for leather workers. Well, you had to have skinning. And Azuragos. Oh no, it's trying to get me to go somewhere I don't want to go. Supposedly a blue dragon ate trolls, and when they came out, they were diamonds. You had to loot them. Okay, that I don't recall. What am I doing here? Oh, we're on the wrong level. Oh. Things to click. Is it? Is this not related? I don't think that's related to what I'm doing. What? What? No, that's a cleansy thing. Right, I actually don't know what I'm doing. Let's have a look. The Mogashan Palace. Beneath the palace. Oh, God. It's the something. The engine of Nalakshar. The problem is... Oh, that's handy. The problem is I don't know the difference between stuff around here that's for a quest and stuff that's just part of the fill the bar. Right. I am going to require some Oh, God, we're straight on to the last one. This... I don't think this one even... is this one... I don't think this one's worth coining. If I'm honest. I'm not going to coin this one. I wanted to do one of these dropped a weapon. Oh, well, never mind. I'm not signing up for it again. Do we have determination stacks? I don't see determination stacks. Oh, is it inside the instance? Okay, that's fine. Do you mean tree boy? So, usual thing, don't stand in front of him, kill him 3 times, then all DPS focus one of his organs each cycle. Okay. Someone's put a skull up there, I suppose that's for something. He doesn't seem to be a tree anymore, he's got wings. Alright then. Clean up blood ads in between each phase. Right, kill boss, don't stand in front of it. Kill ads. I think I can do that. I'm not sure what we're waiting for. Everyone seems to be here. Is this a really... Alright, apparently someone was saying something. No, maybe not. Someone's just trying to get people to do their Mecha Gong Mythic level 8. Don't stand in black stuff. That would be... yeah, I tend to avoid standing in anything that wasn't there before. I mean, there's so much waiting around, and when we're talking about the fact everyone is here, I mean, I don't know what that means. No one's explaining anything. It's not like... I mean, it might be a complicated boss, but it's not like anyone is explaining anything. So, at the moment, we're also just stood here. But I don't want to say, why are we stood here? Because, well... The 2 tanks in the group. There's a Demon Hunter and a Death Knight. I mean, the group is full. The raid is full. And no one is out of range. Actually, there's a monk there. They've just run away and come back again. So no one is out of range, so we're all here. Oh, ready check at last. Is this... I don't know. We haven't gone inside in Zoth, have we? On the Zoth? What? Why is someone roaring at me? Who is this? I'll say hello back. I don't know who they are. Oh, it's a fleshy tube at the bottom of Nihilotha. Okay. The skull is the first part you will kill when the boss first goes down. Alright. Thank you.
I have Nazjatar.
Oh, someone's popped hysteria, so that's handy. Ooh, hello. What is that? Ah! Black stuff. Oh, does it just spawn underneath us, like under players? Is this going to be bad news for melee?
Eye of Nazjatar. Corruptor's Gaze.
What the hell? I don't like the way this is intersecting here. Oh, what do I do with this? Do I just shift out the way? This doesn't look good. I don't know what this is. Was that really bad that I... Was it bad for me to be near anyone with that? I don't know. Okay, well this is... Oh shit, I've got eyes on me now as well. Do eyes mean I should just move away from others? Oh, bloods. Oh, I see. Oh! Alright, it's a fixate thing. Is someone going to stop that? Is it bad if it reaches me? I'm going to guess it's bad if it reaches me. Yeah, I had a look at the bosses. Not anything to do with them, of course. But for loot purposes, before I sign up to it.
Eye of Nazjatar. Corruptor's Gaze.
Okay. Oh, Christ almighty. Oh, hello, I'm in front of it. No, we don't want to be in front of it.
Corruption.
Holy crap. Is the name mechanic clear these up, or do we just make more of a mess because we're in LFR?
Corruptor's Gaze.
I take it cross is the next one we want to be at.
Eye of Nazjatar.
Don't get hit by the bloods, but it's you take ticking damage, right? Okay. I mean, they're sort of doing an explode graphic when they're killed as well. Do you just not want to be in range of it, even when it does that? I mean, I'm assuming at this point it's ranged DPS's job.
Corruption.
Oh. Usually people run those black beams to the outer edge of the room. Okay, I see. Yeah, well, LFR for you, I guess. It's just that they don't seem to be decaying over time, so I'm gonna struggle. But we kill him if we kill him 3 times, then I guess it's just kill this organ and then one more time, is it? In that case. But again, this is, I mean, I was saying last week, this is perhaps one of those reasons why... Oh, crap. Oh, dear.
Eye of Nazjatar.
Why,
Corruptor's Gaze.
sorry, losing train of thought. Why, I might prefer the Hunter for next expansion. I mean, I'll still have the Paladin. I can't think of any character other than the Paladin being my main. But for realistic purposes, a ranged, particularly, you know, Hunter is a brilliant class to play if you're just doing really casual stuff. It's so lazy. Ooh. Sorry, can't help with that. Okay.
Eye of Nazjatar. Corruption.
Oh dear. It only hurts people it's fixed on. Anyone gets hit by them, fine. Okay, thank you.
Eye of Nazjatar. Corruptor's Gaze.
Alright, it's nearly done.
Eye of Nazjatar.
Yeah, I'm not going to coin this because it's like... Oh, what?
Nightmare Corruption.
Oh, I thought that was it. Why are they there? Well, someone said we only had to kill him 3 times. Someone else has died.
Eye of
So-
Nazjatar.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice one.
Corruptor's Gaze.
Really run out of room here. Someone please tell me, even though I'm not sure if I believe you, that this is the last... Ooh.
Corruption. Eye of Nazjatar. Nightmare Corruption. Nightmare Corruption.
Jesus. Three organs to kill. Oh, alright, okay.
Eye
Alright.
of Nazjatar.
So this is the last one we've done then, after this.
Corruptor's
Because
Gaze.
they are desperately running short of space.
Eye of Nazjatar.
Yeah, okay. Suppose I better stun that.
Eye of Nazjatar. Corruptor's Gaze.
Oh, this one on me, nice one. Alright, do you know what? I'm just going to bubble.
Eye of Nazjatar.
It doesn't seem to be filled.
Nightmare Corruption.
Dun, 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 dun. Just go on a little
Eye of Nazjatar.
tour then.
Corruptor's Gaze. Corruption.
Oh, it's gone big. It's gone big. I'm going to die. I'm dead. Never mind. Is it ironic that basically this fight is us metaphorically camping his courts? Wow.
Eye of Nazjatar.
Yeah, I think we've got lazy range DPS. I think the range DPS really should have been on the Bloods at this point.
Eye of Nazjatar.
Although at the moment they may as well just go on the boss. Right, done. I'm not looting, so, and as that was the last one, I will just leave it and pick it up out of the mailbox. Right, so I'm going to the instance here, am I?
The Black Empire itself has invaded the Vale. Act swiftly before all is lost.
Oh, okay.
Raden said that the secret passage is hidden beneath the palace. palace. We need to find a way down there. Ah, the statues are coming to life.
Right. Remember your Mr. Pandarius traps in here? No, I don't. What I remember is that you would completely ignore this room and you would just basically go through there. Whilst touching no mobs at all. If you could help it. Going to be any Nazjatar stuff, or did the title lie to us? Yes, there is. When I finish this. Even though I don't seem to be making any progress at all on my rep. I'm just starting off with a few little questy things, and I've just done the LFR. Or as much as I'm going to do with it.
Looks like defeating the guards opened the door. Let's go, champion.
I'm not as excited about the cape as alright, so when you said trap... Was that it? Well, that wasn't a very good trap. Okay. They don't actually seem to hurt, these traps though. I'm not convinced it actually matters if I move out of them or not.
Must open the way forward. Just watch your step around those tiles.
Right, well red is probably bad. Is blue alright? Oh, blue seems good. Oh no, okay, blue didn't like me. Alright. Does yellow like me? That looks like it's made of lightning. Do you know what? I'm stuck. Oh no, red will be bad. Actually, this is all rubbish.
A hidden staircase.
Where's he off to? Is he going the long way around? It is how Paladin solves a pull. I didn't even have to bubble though. But it is indeed what I would do. If the traps were deadly at that point, I would have just bubbled and gone into it. Because at the end of the day, that's how it works. Oh, you double jump over everything, right? Yeah. It's the only time melee DPS get to shine in things like this. Although it was doing so little damage, I can't imagine it's a problem for anyone. Heroic Leaf is one here. I would think most have got some way, even if it were dangerous traps, to deal with it.
I didn't see a way to...
Do you think it'll be these glowing orange things? Can I? Oh, do I have to stand on one? I wonder if it has anything to do with this.
A statue, of course. You've got a sharp mind here.
Oh, I don't know.
That did it! Now, let's see where this passage leads. Maybe we should have brought a torch.
Are we going somewhere? Yes.
Been a while since I've had to walk for this long. Wait, I think we're here. Now, let's find the engine.
Ah.
In the name of Azeroth is going on in here? I should have known the mountain would throw their lot in the top. They're trying to corrupt the vaults. We can't let that happen.
Oh, I'll just kill everything, I suppose. Fill the bar again. I mean, you know, there's nothing wrong with, even on something like this, putting stuff in that will kill you. Doesn't need to be too brutal. Just if you stand on something that you shouldn't stand on, you can die. I mean, traditionally in role-playing games you expect to die until you learn what you're doing. Oh, lovely. Alright, okay. They're not giving me anything, are they? Do you know what? This is the scene in the actual Mogashan Vaults raid. It was this room, yeah. The funniest raid moment ever for me. Because this was the boss, like the Four Kings type boss, wasn't it? And we were getting ready to pull one time. And our monk, or one of our monks, I think we had a couple, let go a chi burst. Oh.
Right now, we have to focus on the engine. Come on.
So we were stood over here, the boss over there, and then this just like chi burst just went over, and the thing is, it looped over, so you had a few seconds of being able to see it go towards the boss, so you knew the boss was going to be pulled. We're not ready, of course, and nothing you can do about it. Just one of those moments where you just think, oh, it's a bit like Boromir's sigh in the Mines of Moria. It's like, oh, okay, we're going to die. And it's not happening yet, but you know it's happening. And I've experienced some see, those spears aren't working. Fairly hilarious times in raids, but that for me was just the funniest. Oh, my bag's holding up not very well. Now, was that last one to lull me into a false sense of security? This one's going to kill me? No.
The Empress will have our heads if the ritual is interrupted. Stop them at all costs.
Well, we're headed to the final boss in the raid anyway, so can't be far away. Many of these Magna quests will introduce the bosses for the raid. You prefer to have these sort of random bosses like Karazhan that nobody knew about. I do like the fact that you will find out about bosses before you face them in a raid. I mean, you think back right back to the beginning of the game with, say, Molten Core. You didn't really know a lot about. Most of the bosses were just names. It was just a boss and it was a name, and there was nothing about them. And I would say that, you know, recently, I'd say for quite a few years, they have been trying to give them some impact on the story before you meet them in the raid, which I do appreciate. Because all it usually is in a raid, it's a load of bosses, and then the end boss is the one you sort of know about. But you don't know about the others. What's that? I don't like the sound of it. Oh dear, it's one of these. Oh, pain in the arse, aren't you? Oh god, done it again. I wouldn't care about this if I were a rogue or something, would I? Oh no, I've done it again. I thought he'd finished. Bernie Stephen Blackcrest sort of explains some of the boss. It was minimal.
Go for the eye.
The other thing is, with Molten Core, because they weren't involved in the attunement quest either, it was involved, you know, when you sort of met them, it's... Oh, hello. Oh, no, it's like that, is it? You were sort of killing them before you did the quest quite a lot of the time anyway. Unless you were one of the first ones to do the thing for the, whatchamacallit, to be able to extinguish the runes, but I was not. I was late into the raid scene. Well, relatively late, not as late as a lot of people. It was quite late on 2005 when I started raiding. Oh, hello. There's no story in the raid, there's no need for LFR either, says that. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You can use that console to connect us to the Chamber of Hearts.
Remote link established. Awaiting
Quintessences. Oh yeah.
Your horses, lass. This thing
It's 4 elements. Quintessences would be 5, wouldn't it?
that stung. Wait, it all makes sense now. Connecting the power circuit. What's this? Interesting. I'll remember that for later. There. The link is up.
acknowledged. Rerouting power to Forge of Origination.
We did it, hero! The forge is drawing power from the engine of Nalat Shah. And I found something in the archives that could turn the tide against Nazjatar. Come on, let's get back to the High Keeper.
That's it, he just pisses off without me. Ah, no, wait a minute. Where does he want me to go? Right, that's not right. Oh, it's there. I had to get closer to it to see the wibbly wobbly portal. No, I mean, there were 3, and now 4. I don't mean we knew about 3, there were actually 3 and then 4. We know how many forces there are. And energy wouldn't be a force. Right, at least I didn't get zapped by any of them worms. Oh.
An intriguing discovery, Speaker. If Cologu have learned how to focus the Forge's energies.
Aye, it means we can use the forge against Nazjatar without re-originating the entire world.
Oh, let's have a look. All right, I could plug that in. Your next death is prevented and you instead regenerate 20% of health and take 85% blah blah blah. Cannot occur. Oh, cheat death. Oh, that's nice. Okay. All right, we might as well. Yeah. That's for prospect.
Since I last saw the Forge of Origination.
Well, it'd be the only one I have. I haven't got an essence for anything else.
Storm Johnny in defense of the engine.
As you command, High Keeper.
I will take us to the Chamber of Heart. This may prove disorienting. Such a magnificent facility.
Oh, am I supposed to go from... Oh. Am I supposed to take this one? I'm not doing that one. Right. I'm taking that one. I'm not healing someone.
Remember your duty. Aye. We only found this place because Azeroth herself showed us the way.
Yeah.
What would you ask of me?
I mean, all I will say is, like, I don't have anything, so why not? Do I have to learn it or something?
Remain steadfast in our duty to Azeroth.
It actually requires Prospect. Oh well. I suppose I'm more likely to use Prospect than healing. Right, what am I doing?
Our world needs us, champion. Mother, can you tell us how to focus the Forge's energies against Nazjatar?
Get another essence for DPS. Okay, go ahead.
Precision execution of origination protocol, possible via remote triangulation. Successful deployment of calibrated targeting anchors requires proximity to source of contamination.
Everyone stop saying things.
Setting foot inside that accursed place would be driven to madness.
There is always a way. The rest of you see to the forge. Leave the problem of Nyalotha to me.
I didn't know what you have up your sleeve, lad. But all right, let's fire it up. I speak for Azeroth.
Oh.
Our world must be healed. For Azeroth!
Well, the new one is primary and bumping the essence up to minus lot. I mean, I don't even know what that is. I don't have. I mean, I haven't one essence, and it is 4 prot. It'll be fine. I'm only doing, well, this actually. Do I want cleansed? I don't. That's the only thing I've got. What's my corruption at? Oh.
Departure acknowledged. Restoring forge of origination to full functionality.
I mean, it could all wait. This character would be absolutely fine going into Shadowlands even. You just replace everything with quest gear fairly quickly, wouldn't you?
Well met. Back to work. This can't be good. I'll meet you back in Uldum.
Champion, this anomaly. See if you can discern its origin.
Looks like I might be lying if we're going to go and do this now. Right, Oldham. The pre-patch. Well, yeah. If there is, if they do anything, they didn't the last time, did they? Have they said they are going to do something this time? What am I implicit about out here? I want to go to Orgrimmar. Doing zombie attacks. Oh, right, yes. Sorry, I remember something about that. But does it give gear? In which case, it could be quite useful for alts as well. Which I need to level up.
The Abathet are mustering for another assault on the halls of origination. Break their ranks. Scatter them to the winds.
Meant to do with the Scourge being unleashed again due to no Lich King here. Okay. Oh yes, of course. There must always be a Lich King. Well, there's not going to be. I mean, there was the Wrath of the Lich King pre-patch, of course, had a zombie attack, which was interesting. Oh, and there's a worm up there. I don't like that. Right. Is he inside here? Oh, there he is.
Nothing unusual out here. These stones have tales to tell.
No, I mean what? There was a thing where players got infected. Go on then, bright ideas.
The entrance is blocked.
Yeah.
Get our champion out of here.
Error. Unable to locate suitable destination for extraction.
Well then, bring them to me. Hero, I'll meet you outside.
Locking onto speaker unit. Teleportation initiated.
Huh. There may be, yeah.
That was too close for comfort.
But there was like a pandemic thing going on.
Look, across the sand. That must be the anomaly.
Oh, it's not going to let me mount. That's just tight. Blizzard wreck on the whole. There must always be a Lich King. That means that without the Lich King, the whole sky is going to shatter. Yeah, yeah. I saw the cinematic. It is, I suppose, just a way of bringing back the undead as an enemy again. Oh, what?
It has already begun.
Hang on a minute. Okay, I have no idea.
You must resist Nazjatar's influence. Do not give in to madness.
What am I supposed to do?
Mother, can you bring them back to the chamber?
Right, there's nothing else for me to click on. I am just losing the sanity. Alright, okay. That's fine.
Was that Nazjatar's doing? I've never seen anything like it.
It was his vision of the future made manifest. An echo of the Black Empire. Well, I did say leave the problem of Nyalotha to me.
Oh right, I see.
Good a time as any.
Blackwing Descent.
I must uphold my father's
Oh yes, I saw this when I was looking at some videos.
Meet me there.
Right. To be quite near Stormwind or Ironforge. Unfortunately, I'm Horde, so that's not helpful. Well, I'm going to have to go back here. Right. Orgrimmar Twilight Portal and then fly to near. Huh? Oh. Is there a Twilight Portal? Yeah. Oh. Right. Another Cataclysm one. Okay. Thank you. What's Deep Home? There we go. Go. Well, we don't need a flight point, do we? This will be faster than a flight point. Yeah, and I know how to get to Blackwing Descent. That's okay. Just get to Blackrock Mountain. To be there-ish. It was actually quite weird when I came back because I didn't play Cataclysm till right at the end, really. It was when Dragon Soul was just coming out. So I'd left in Wrath of the Lich King. Do I trust Rathian? Yeah, why not? So I came back and I was absolutely astounded how much health everyone had. You know, the stamina bloated, absolutely blown up. Couldn't believe it. The thing is, it's very difficult to really understand the motivations and therefore decide who to trust and not in WoW because the characters are not sufficiently considered throughout all the story arcs for me. Like, you know, take the thing where Rathian wanders in and Anduin punches him in the face and it's basically a where the bloody hell were you when the Legion invaded. And it's one of those things, like, if they were being truthful, what they really should have done in this cinematic was for Rathian to go, do you know what, the writers couldn't think of a role for me in Legion. Because that was ultimately what it was about. There was no good reason for him not to have been involved, just like there was no good reason why Jaina shouldn't have been at the heart of everything. Yes, she threw off on a strop and she left Dalaran, but she should still have been around where the Legion were invading. They weren't because they couldn't be bothered to write roles for them in there. Even though they knew they were going to bring them back later on, they should have just done some token stuff with them so that they were there. Rathian used to be a shadow character with all his schemes, now just a thingy like Mad. Well, he was... I mean, his character was created specifically for this sort of role. Yes, he was a schemer because he is a black dragon. But he was also sort of... oh, hello.
It appears Nazjatar is one step.
That looks like a gnome to me. That looks like two gnomes. That's a mecha gnome and a gnome.
For now, we press on.
Outrageous. Rathian was changed to Khadgar. Well, oh, yeah. Yes, that's exactly what it was. And it made sense to have Khadgar in that role for Warlords of Draenor. And you didn't have to have Rathian in Warlords of Draenor because that was nothing to do with Azeroth directly at any rate. But he should have been there in Legion. As I say, even if... I mean, ironically, he was sort of a little bit of a sneaky peek of him in Warlords of Draenor. But he should have been in Legion.
You will serve the master.
And if you didn't have a major role for him in the story, he needed to be there. He didn't have to be the one dishing out legendaries. Of course, they could have always, you know, Khadgar didn't have to be in Legion.
The suffering they inflict upon these dragons.
Ah, the infamous Black Prince. Such an honor to finally meet you. Behold the work of your fallen kin. Fear not. His efforts will not go to waste.
Am I in the wrong place? I may be in the wrong place. I was getting ahead of myself. Has anyone seen them in the same room? No, I don't believe they have been seen at the same time in the same place. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, where bloody hell is Khadgar now? Who knows? He's a really powerful wizard. He's buggered off now that Jaina's back on the scene.
Eliminate the ones conducting the research. I will bring down the barrier.
Oh, are we going to different places?
It's too far away.
Do they not aggro? I think at this point we'd have to rule out the existence of Medan in canon. Garona hates Khadgar in canon. Well, yes, I think so. Also, the concept of a guardian is essentially not important now that we've sort of defeated the Legion. Until it turns out we haven't defeated it after all, of course, but that could be some years away. Is this going to aggro me? Yeah. Oh, hang on. Did I miss that on the other side as well? I did. Jesus. Not paying attention.
It seems that the failed experiments become fodder for that monster.
Yeah, see, I wanted to do that. Is that the boss that drops the... Oh, no. No, it's not. How many fortresses and underground castles lair have we emptied out? Just that are left empty and forgotten in the world since vanilla. I mean, you always sort of imagine that whenever like nature abhors a vacuum, and if you clear out a lair like this, then someone is going to reinfest it. You know, it'd be natural to suppose that. Which of course allows them to keep reusing it. Blizzard still needs to explain the origin of void hounds. First they were demons, now they're more close to our gods. I mean, I would just let it wash over you. I mean, Nathrazim, for example, were demons, and then they were more like Draenei, Minari. In Legion they retconned those as well. I found it amazing as well that at the point at which they started to bring out books that chronicled Warcraft, it's like saying, yeah, you know, we've changed a few things, we're going to set it in stone now, we're going to write everything down, and this is how it is. That's the period of time when they retcon stuff the most. And it's what sort of got me. You know, when I played a little bit of Classic WoW, which thankfully now I've got out of my system, although if I started playing it again, I'd probably want to play more of it again. It's quite disappointing because the storylines in that are no longer valid. And in fact, when I was making my elves, as soon as they were level 10, I took them across to Westfall, basically. Instead of just... And I would have been quite happy to quest in elf lands. Because in actual fact, the elf stuff, there's a lot of really interesting lore. The problem is that it's all retconned lore. Totally invalid.
This barrier is proving more resilient than I anticipated.
And that's why I have a real problem with changing your story. And I don't think you need to. Like, some will try and argue, oh, well, it blocks you off from doing interesting stories. It absolutely doesn't. The reason they do it is because it's lazy. It means they don't have to come up with original storylines. They just take an old storyline and change it.
I nearly had it. Just another... Behind you!
Okay. Your experience, vanilla quests don't really tell much of the game's origin myth. Oh no, I think they do. What makes you think that? Every zone tells you of some part of it. You know, Westfall tells you, for example, of the rebuilding of Stormwind, and therefore of the sacking of Stormwind. The Plague Lands tell you about the fall of Lordaeron. Duskwood are quite a lot about the Scourge as well. as well as obviously all the books that you can pick up, and it just used to tell you about stuff. You hated the faction thing in BfA. You still think would have been interested to have a raid tier and where they have goblin trade princess we don't get to see involved. I mean, I always felt in BfA it was a complete. Well, it wasn't. It was a trick. Yeah, because it was battle for Azeroth, and then they did all the faction stuff, making you think we were fighting a battle of supremacy, when it wasn't. Obviously, it was a play on words. It was literally the battle for Azeroth, and that was always the major story. It was a story about reawakening, you know, an old god. Well, at the time we might have thought old gods, because at the time, officially, Cthulhu, in fact, old gods were not dead. The only dead old god was Yasharaj.
Your father proved incapable of resisting the old gods, little whelp. Such hubris to think you would fare any better.
No!
Oh. Read in-game books and yes, quest text, which read not so much. No, I think there was an awful lot in that of interest. I mean, even like, you know, the first form of the game, all the raids told you a different major power in Azeroth. You know, Molten Core taught you about elemental lords. I mean, there were 2 elemental lords involved in it, but it taught you about elemental lords. You had where am I doing these? Where we're going, Blackwing Lair was all about dragonflights, you know, with the chromatic dragonflight and all that lot. You had Cthulhu, sorry, Anchorage, old gods, and then you had Naxxramas for the Scourge. On the Zoth patch feels more an epilogue. Sourfang's 4 was the real finale. No, I mean, again, it depends on what you think the story is in this expansion. I don't see the faction war as being the story of this expansion. It was just a subplot. I mean, if you want, you could consider there to be 2 plots in the expansion, but that was the least interesting one. And Sourfang's effective, at least moral defeat of Sylvanas, where he got her to, pardon the expression, expose herself to the Horde, was the end of that subplot. But then the main one has always been the old gods. The faction war for me is always going to be pointless. You can't make it a big thing for me, because ultimately it's always going to be there. You know, when even they have to accept that it makes no sense for the Horde and the Alliance to be at each other's throats, they'll come back together. Because ultimately it never does. Because the main story in the game is always going to be told through the raids. That's the premium content in the game, and therefore the major storyline is taught. Sorry. Because that, you know, the raids always have to have a common enemy to both Alliance and Horde to get both Alliance and Horde players doing it and have some reason to do it. Which means naturally you end up with the situation of the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So the Horde and the Alliance inevitably, just through common sense, are going to have to work together at some point. But then the nature of the game is fighting against the Alliance and the Horde against each other. So then they have to keep throwing it back into a Barney. So you end up with this ridiculous seesaw that just keeps going on and on.
To resist their power. I will not allow my dragonflight to be corrupted again. Nefarian's and Onyxia's remains must be destroyed.
Right. Does he want me to just jump down then?
Aid us in protecting Azeroth. I entrust the scales.
Oh yeah, with the cinematic. Yeah, that was a poor one, wasn't it? No decent cinematic at the end for Ny'alotha. Yeah, that was poor, I have to say. Well, I did say. I still think the most likely explanation is that they changed some aspect of the story very late on, which I do not believe they wouldn't have had a cinematic. I just wonder if they did, but then they needed to change the story, and obviously it takes a long time to make a cinematic, and they couldn't release it because it was contradictory or something. It just seems baffling to me that they wouldn't have done it. What if the ending was just a vision? Have you ever seen the film Existence? Is it like that, are you saying?
This is more than a mere cloak, champion. It is all that remains of my once proud dragonflight.
So I'll just wear this now, do I?
In life, they will shield you from his influence in death. Now, let us brave his vision once more.
Do you require experimentation?
Feel no connection to any other Horde players if they said yes to Sylvanas. All right, yeah. This is awkward. I haven't trans. Oh my god, that looks hideous. Oh, it doesn't let me mount out here either as well. I can't transmog it. That is appalling. Truly the original Onyxia scale cloak looked a lot better than that. That's embarrassing. I really can't do a story where players can make real choices. Everything's just told by Blizzard. I mean, ultimately it has to be. It's an MMO. You know, your capacity to have a genuinely unique experience is limited. I'm not saying it's impossible, but the way storytelling is done in World of Warcraft, you sort of feel it doesn't lend itself. I mean, you have more scope. If you've played Elder Scrolls Online, there's a lot more scope in that because there's a lot of long story arcs that are effectively solo. It's an MMO and there are MMO features. In the MMO features, of course, the story has to progress a particular way. But with the solo things, like take, you know, the Mad God, Sheogorath questline. You know, you had some choice at that. Okay, it was a choice between two things at the end of it, but you had a choice. which sticks. It just sticks all the way through because it doesn't hurt other players for it to stick. So yeah, in ESO you do get some genuine freedom.
You delve into Nazjatar's vision, the stronger his influence becomes. Even with the cloak,
Are you basically saying I should get a move on and not hang about? What is this?
beware the creature ahead of you. Its attacks afflict not only your physical form, but your mind as well.
Oh, no, bad.
This vision must center around the forge. Perhaps repairing it will end the nightmare. Head for the control chamber.
I don't know where. What? Just says head to the control chamber. I don't know where that is. Is it here? This doesn't look promising.
Champion, look at the console.
You are
It's all never meant to destroy them.
belongs to
Right, I didn't actually hear anything he said.
Back to the chamber. We have much to discuss.
Oh, am I done?
Teleportation device activated.
What he was meaning about it being a vision, they say Zoth put some vision in your head, was a vision us defeating him that was only tested as well. That's perfectly possible. I strongly suspect that's not the case, unless they decide they need it to be the case later. I mean, it would be a more cunning way of bringing him back if they need to bring him back. Than with most other bosses. Okay. Seek out a vision of N'Zoth.
Initiating commendation reception.
Amidst, I keep saying N'Zoth when all the characters pronounce it N'Zoth. It's just because I've seen it written long before I heard it.
The Black Dragonflight will be redeemed.
Ah.
Yes, of course.
But I think the way a lot of it works, they don't necessarily intend to bring anything back once we've defeated it. But, you know, they're lazy. And every now and then they will. Right, am I done? Vision object we want for that quest is in Vale of Eternal Blossoms this week. Okay, let's back to Pandaland then. You just pronounced Cthulhu with an S before you read Lovecraft. Oh, right. Yeah. Where am I going? Pandaland. I mean, you wouldn't necessarily know if you don't actually hear it, would you?
Lily deals for a friend of the Grummles. Like you.
What's this? Oh. Oh, have I got a thing? Oh, I could have used that. Alright, never mind. Did I get any shinies? Oh, I did. Sort of. How many do you need? 15 of these. So I need to seek out a vision of N'Zoth, whatever. How would I do that? I think Lovecraft just mentioned the real word in Cthulhu, yeah. So Metzen was giving homage to that by typing Cthulhu. Yes, very likely. In fact, almost certainly. I mean, I always keep thinking, you know, because yeah, I think I did see it on the map. Of, you know, with Warcraft, they wanted to make it a Warhammer game. And I sometimes wonder what would have happened if Games Workshop would have agreed and they'd have done an MMO. I mean, maybe they never would have done an MMO based on it. Maybe they would always have only ever done an MMO based on their own original stuff. But might have been interesting to have seen what they would have done. Because obviously the actual Warhammer MMO, which had its charms, ultimately failed. Well, this didn't take long. I thought I was actually going to properly have to search around. It's fully recovered. What? Oh, okay. Get the daily quest for... Oh, sorry. I saw that too late. Sorry.
Explore the area, but do so with caution.
Doesn't matter.
I await your return.
I don't actually know what I'm doing here, though. Oh, there's a thing there. What? What? Ow! I have no idea. What am I doing? 8 souls rescued. Some other bugger rescued the soul I was heading to. Alright, there's... What? Why are people stealing my souls? I'm not impressed. Can I fly? I can fly. No, I can't fly. Yeah. Oh, this, right. I'm not going to do this in time, am I? No, my soul, mine. I've rescued a gnome. I've rescued an actual gnome. This is not cool. Are there more in here, do we think? They want to get the daily quest to do it again tomorrow because the weekly item, which... Okay. Alright. Maybe... Well... I mean, at the end of the day, we both know I'm only going to come back on here next week anyway. Alright, I can't really see much here. Oh, ow. Okay, that hurt. But I may fail this anyway, so maybe it won't be tomorrow, it might be Tuesday though, which is before the reset in Europe still. I mean, I did, for example, last week do something in it because I actually have a better weapon than I had last week because there was a set of dailies that gave a weapons thing. I'm being chased by a blob again. Oh. I tell you when I need to do this. I'll tell you exactly when I need to do this. It has to be at a very unpopular time. I need to do this in the early hours of the morning, basically, don't I? When there's no sod about. Because if there were no other players about, this would be quite straightforward, wouldn't it? Oh, not another gnome. Oh. These are not the horrific visions, by the way. They're sort of training wheel visions. Oh, okay. Right. He's going to make me rescue another bloody gnome. I'm not impressed with this. Okay. So you mean I'm not going to get anything for this? Oh, not you, you beggar. These people that are a lot faster than I am, it's no good. Oh well. We'd have got a third of an essence for your neck, but that needed the oh, I see. Have I just stolen it from... Alright, okay. Well, never mind. Benefits of being a casual scrub, you can cock things up, it makes no difference. Alright. Oh. I have a recipe for something. Right, okay. I've got to rescue another bloody gnome again. Am I got there first? Oh, I got there first. Right, I don't know what that does. Do I go back somewhere? Ready for turning, okay. Not sure where I go. Right, okay.
This cannot be. The Black Empire itself has
Let's have a look.
Act swiftly before all is lost.
Keep your wits about you.
Oops. What? Combine 3 plus. Alright. Oh. Everlasting Spirit. No, okay. I don't know. All I know is that it's not doing anything. But is it combine 3 breath of Everlasting Spirit to create the tokens of death mark? I mean, where would I get that? Do I have to go back in there to get those? Do that twice more, once per week. Right. Well, maybe on Tuesday I'll come back and have a crack at it. Or maybe tomorrow evening. I reckon for things like that, I'd rather be in there when there are other players about, in which case doing it on sociable times might be best. Coalescing Visions currency. Oh. Alright. No. Now, which way are the portals for Horde? Not this way. I think that's what I just did. When I did that, oops, sorry. There's that, and then there's Breath of One Sandy. So I don't have any other breaths of Everlasting Doofer. Top right, second from right. Oh, that. Yeah, I'll go back to the Forge now. I'll just go to Orgrimmar, I'll go back to the Forge. It's a thing, yes. I've only got a few minutes anyway, so Orgrimmar, back to Zuldazar, Silithus, Heartforge, do a thing. It's an yes, it's I don't know what you, it's a thing. It is a thing. I will do a thing with the thing at the Forge. Oh, come on, where's Zuldazar? There it is. Alright, okay. Well, I shall do that. I mean, I sort of found that when I was looking through my bags. My bags are always such a mess. But that is indeed what I will do. Although I have to say, I quite liked the cheat death one. It's a bit disappointed that's only for Prospect. Because I quite liked not dying. I miss my cheat death from Legion, I have to say. Right, well that's the upgrade, so we'll get that, I guess.
Learn from the past. Look to the future.
This isn't going to take long, is it?
Accessing reading database. Hello.
While she's pissing about with that. On.
According to the Titan's design. But if Nazoth corrupts it, he could use the reorigination protocol to transform Azeroth into the Black Empire. We must bolster your cloak's resistance to Nazoth before you enter Nyalotha, and we will turn his own scheme against him in the process.
Right. What's this going to do? Just activating it. There's a thing where Raden goes through it, isn't there? That's why it becomes corrupted.
Gateway construction complete.
We meet again, champion.
Oh, what's this? Worry about that later. Oh, okay, yeah. Efficient. Right, I'm not doing that just yet, though.
On our own terms, we can push the limits of your cloak in a relatively safe environment.
I think what I'm going to do...
Nominal amount of corruption into the chamber to link our reality to Nyalotha.
A nominal amount? Lad, have you lost your mind? We'll be doing this work for him.
It only takes 2 minutes. I honestly have like literally 1 minute. I always have to get off at bang on 10 o'clock. I am going to transmog things though. So it's bad enough that I've got purple mud all over me. Although I do quite like purple. But I'm not I'm not looking like a clown. First time after you should do the first run of the attack on the chamber after this next part, take about 10 minutes. I mean, I'll come back to it at some point in the week probably. Because I say next week I'm thinking I might want to just start leveling, do some leveling on alts again. But we'll see. But anyway, I do have to get off now, I'm afraid. Thanks for coming on, everyone. I will see you next week. I'll probably put it out a bit earlier so people have a better chance of notifications as well. So have a good evening, everyone.